Hello, Renee Ewert here with Stampin' Up. I'm an independent demonstrator and I have something great to show you today. Is I have a party favor for the New Year's Eve or even New Year's Day. Of course this popped out, but there's that side, there is this side, and finally there is this side. Okay, and you can put all kinds of things in here in this little cup holder, all right, and obviously beads for the evening. And you can go ahead, and I just saw something here. I didn't tape these down inside on purpose to show you a few things. So that's the inside. I didn't show you, so there it is. But so you can put confetti in here. You can go ahead and put beads in there with the horn. This was actually a horn that I had at home from 2000, and so I wanted to make it not state 2000, and so I went ahead and used the new DSP, Designer Series paper from Stampin' Up that is in the SaleABration's catalog, and it is called, actually, the SaleABration's catalog, it's actually called Golden Honey Specialty Designer Series paper. It's great, and so we'll be showing you that momentarily when I put that down. So anyway, some other things that you can put in there. So let's say you have a little mask. You can roll up the mask and actually place it in the cup as well. So you can actually have the mask at the table. You could have even some of the other kind of party favors for New Year's, all right? So there's all kinds of things you could add in there. You could even add a little bottle of something if you like. All right, what I'm going to show you now, I'm going to put this down, I'm going to show you what you need. We've got this right here. To build this, you're going to have a 5x5, and you're going to score it on both sides of the 5x5 by 1 3/4 and by 1 3/4 and 3 1/4. Okay, so this is going to be your sheet of paper. Then what you're going to do is you're going to decide whether it's these sides or this side that you're going to cut. It really doesn't matter. And so I chose these sides to cut, so they're on opposite sides, your cuts. And then what you're going to do, as you can see, I snipped in to the sides, I snipped in to the sides, and what happens is this card is a little bit too long. So what you're going to have to do is cut this edge. So these edges are going to have to be cut, all right? And so the way I do that, I'm going to show you that in a second here. I'm going to go ahead and fold this one, and you really do need to fold it first. And you can do the cuts first. That's not a problem whatsoever. And so you just go ahead and cut as long as you're cutting both of them on that same side. You're good to go. And then what's going to happen is when I show you this, you will see that this ends up to be too long, way too long. So what I do is I simply cut it, okay? I just cut it right off. So you can take this, put this down, and cut it right off. And that's what I'm going to do. Actually, I think I'm going to cut, since I know it has to go off a little bit. I think what I probably should do is cut a little bit already, because that's too much, and I know that, so I just cut it off first. and then I'm gonna go in here and make sure. Now what happens here is that these two flaps are going to go on the inside, and this flap is going to be on the outside. And that's why it's real important for these not to be too long. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit off of this one. I'm taking almost 1/4 of an inch off right off the bat. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see how it looks. And it looks just fine on that one, and it fits on that one. So that's great. So that's what you can do. I didn't even have to go do the corners. I do like to miter off the corners, and so you don't have to, it seems, with this one. I just did it without doing that, and it seems to work just fine. So I would do at least 1/4 of an inch, and that's just to make sure. And don't worry, it's on the inside. And what's gonna happen on the inside, it really doesn't matter, because you are going to go ahead. See, that works just perfectly. That works just perfectly like that, so that you can have those. Actually, you don't have to clip those two sides at all. So just go ahead and cut about 1/4 of an inch off, and you should be good to go. All right, so that's great. So then what happens is now you're ready to stamp, all right? And so the stamp set that was used for this entire set was the Cup of Christmas. And this cup has so much potential if you have it. I can't tell you. I'm going to be doing some other videos showing you the rest of my ideas, but this cup has just tons of potential, this stamp set. Anyway, so I got the cup of cheer, and on the cup of cheer, now you can die cut these out actually, or you can die cut just the empty cup, whatever you want to do. So you stamp these and then you die cut them. And here are the die cuts, and you see you have a left and right side handle so that you can put the actual handle on. And so basically I take a scrap sheet of paper, and I went ahead and stamped this image on, and then used the big shot and my die and cut it out. And then on, which one do I have? This one and this one. This one, I went ahead and stamped the Enjoy and the little hat that I have in this stamp set. Now, the hat comes from a paper pumpkin. The Enjoy is right here. The new system is that you don't have to have that extra plastic anymore. You can just put it directly on this. It's so fantastic. I'm so happy. But anyway, I'm slowly getting there. But here's the Enjoy. Here was the empty cup that I stamped so that I could put the Enjoy in there, and I could put the little hat in there. So I put the hat up, actually I put the hat down, and then I put the Enjoy on top, and then I went ahead and got that organized so that it would work nicely, just like that. And then I stamped it and then cut it out with the die. And again, as I showed you, the dies are both left-handed and right-handed, and so you can use any of those dies. So that's how I did those sides. Now what I did, that's one of the reasons I kept this loose in here. What I did is I cut this at a 1.5 by 1 3/4, and then I just glued it on. Again, this comes from this delightful beehive paper, which is to die for and is part of the SaleABration's catalog and is free, and I wasn't going to buy it. I wasn't going to get it. Actually, I didn't have to buy it, but I wasn't going to get it. It's beautiful. You're going to see it in a day. I'm sure everybody's going to be showing you all this paper if you haven't already seen it online, but the paper is just gorgeous. Just black and white and gold. Just fabulous. And so it was perfect for this New Year's cup. Now, so I went ahead and put that side on the back. I did cut a 1.5 by 1 1/4 sheet to place my stamp and then cover it. One of the reasons I like this concept is that it cleans up the whole cup and keeps everything level. Everything looks real good because these are perfectly cut at 1.5 and 1 3/4, and these are perfectly cut at 1.5 and 3/4. And I can place these in here and they meet up and no scraggly edges if that happens. They need to be shorter. They definitely need to be shorter than the middle piece, okay, so that the middle piece can go over those. All right. So once I have stamped that on, I can go ahead and literally, I can close my box if I like and go ahead and glue those pieces on. The only thing that I will remind you of is make sure that when you glue this on, you're gluing the Enjoy and the cup correctly upright, and that you're getting this cup of cheer upright. So that's about the only thing. And so once it is all glued and put together, it is done. I did use some string to tie. What you can do, since these do have these little label dies, which are perfect for this set, is that you can go ahead and if you have a to and from, you can actually put a to, you know, Samantha from George, all right? And that would work out real nicely, and then you could just go ahead and tie it on here after, of course, you produced a hole. With your pick tool, you can produce a hole at the top here and then thread it through. That should be no problem at all, and then you'll have a little label. So what I've shown you here then is the cup of Christmas and how this could be used as a New Year's favor. It is a great little cup. I talked about the dimensions being 1.5 by 1 3/4. Go ahead and make those sides so that you can glue them on. As far as gluing this together, basically you're going to glue the outside flaps first together, and then you're going to glue this and stick this up here, and you're going to do the same here. You're going to glue this, and then the middle goes over. You're going to have stamped all of your images that you want for your New Year's cup, and then you go ahead and die cut your cups out, and you are going to glue those on where the handles meet. Then you can fill with any party favor you like. I think I even have some gold in here, so I could take some gold and put some gold beads. And it's a party. It's a party. All right, if I can stick this in correctly, we'll be good. Yes, see, it's a party. I think it's great. Here, I will link you to my website on the StampinUp site, where you can go ahead and order some of the items. You cannot order right now anymore this. This is gone, but if you have it, that would be great. Somebody around might be selling it, and if they are, I would buy it so that you can make these sets. Also, the SaleABrations paper is going to be used quite a bit. You'll see a lot of the projects that are coming up in the near future on my website. If you use any of my ideas or seen my videos and actually use my ideas, I would appreciate if you would like for me, so that at least I can identify whether I'm having any positive effect. Also, if you like them, you can subscribe. I like to bring up ideas and uses. I wish you a happy new year.